All right, welcome back. Honors, Algebra 2, Hononegah, Honors, Algebra 2, Section 4.3, dividing polynomials. So now, long division. So when you divide a polynomial by a non-zero polynomial divisor, the quotient would be the remainder. So now, one way to divide polynomials is what's called polynomial long division. Now, before I actually do a problem here, let's talk about long division. So back when you were in grade school and probably had to do a long division question. So let's say I had, I don't know, 12 being divided into 2, 3, 8. That's a bad 8, but I'll try it again. 8, 4, 7. I just made that up. So now, here's what you do when you do long division. You look at the number and then try to get into the, as high as you can into the number of the first two numbers in this case. So 1. So then I'm left with, and then I pull down the next number. So let me try this again. I went too fast there. So I went ahead and figured out the number that I need to multiply by. So 1. I then subtract, and then I pull down the next number. So again, that's the process at which you go, and then you start over again. Like you do the same thing for the next one. So let's say I did 9 this time. So 9 times 12 is 108. I then subtract, and then I pull down the next one. And so the next one would be 8, which would be 96. And so then I subtract, and I pull down the next one. And then the next one, and again, I'm running out of space here, would be 7, which would be 84. Now, when your middle school teachers just said, hey, remainder 3, they kind of lied to you. I'm not going to lie. Okay? Really, anytime you have a remainder, you should always put the remainder over what you're dividing by. It's basically how a mixed number works. So the answer to this question should really be 1,987 and 1/4. So again, whatever you get as a remainder should go over what you're dividing by, which is how it works when you do a mixed number. So we are now going to do long division with polynomials. So here's how this works. First, what I'm dividing by and what I'm dividing into. Now, if you are missing any terms, you should put in a placeholder. But in this case, I'm not missing anything. So x to the third minus x squared minus 4x plus 4. Look at the first term and the first term and decide what you're going to multiply by. So I need to multiply x times x squared, because x squared times x would be x cubed, and x squared times negative 2 would be negative 2x squared. So just like when you did long division on the previous page, I'm going to erase that underline there, just like you did long division on the previous page. Now, you're always going to subtract. When you subtract, you change the signs. Subtraction allows you to get rid of the first term here, and then you, negative x squared plus 2x squared would be 1x squared, and I pull down the next one. So now I do the exact same thing. I'm going to look at the first term over here and the first term here and decide what I need to multiply by. So I need to multiply x times x, so plus x. So x times x would be x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Always subtract, which changes the signs. That gets rid of the first one. Negative 4x and positive 2x make negative 2x, and I bring down the next one. So it starts over again. What times x would get you negative 2x would be negative 2. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Change the signs, so that gets rid of the first one, and there's no remainder. So the answer to this question is just x squared plus x minus 2. Let's try another one. Old school long division. So I'm taking x minus 1 and dividing it into x cubed. Now, there's no x squared. So again, you have to put in a placeholder if you are missing something. So no x squared minus 3x plus 2. All right, so I'm looking at the first term of each. And so I need to multiply by x squared. So x squared times x gets me x cubed, and x squared times negative 1 is negative 1x squared. So I'm going to take those arrows out. So I'm going to multiply by x squared. Now, Change the signs to cancel. 0 plus 1 is just 1, x squared, and pull down the next one. So now, x times what would get you 1x squared? Well, just x. X squared minus x. Change the signs, negative 2x, and then I pull down the next one. So now, negative 2 times x would be negative 2x squared, or negative 2x, sorry, plus 2. And again, change the signs, and a second time now. We've got no remainder, so that's the answer. Now, with that being said, there's not always going to be no remainder. So I believe the next one should have a remainder situation. I'll move this out of the way again. So now I'm taking x squared minus 3x minus 2, and I'm dividing it into 4x to the fourth. It has no x cubed. It has no x squared. It has 5x minus 4. So again, there's lots of placeholders that had to be put in. You're looking at the first term on your divisor with the first term of what you're dividing into. So I need to multiply by 4x squared. 4x squared times x squared would be 4x to the fourth. 4x squared times negative 3x is negative 12x cubed. And 4x squared times negative 2 is negative 8x squared. Change the signs to subtract. Gets rid of the first one. 12x cubed plus 8x squared, and let's pull down the next one. Starts over again. Look at the first term that you're dividing by. Look at the first term you're dividing into. So plus 12x. It's be 12x cubed minus 36x squared minus 24x. Change the signs. 44x squared plus 39x, and I'm going to pull down the next one. Some bigger numbers going right now, but 44. So I get 44x squared minus 3 times 44 would be, my brain went blank there, 132. So minus 132x minus 88. Change the signs. And so now I get 171x plus 84. Now, this is all the further I can go. How do I know that? Is when the degree of what you're dividing into is smaller than the degree of what you're dividing by. So now, here's what you have to do. Put a plus, and then whatever your remainder is. So 171x plus 84 over what you're dividing by. And that is your answer. So long division with polynomials. Your homework assignment is, this is a short lesson. Your homework assignment is a worksheet, so make sure you grab it out of the Google Classroom or grab it in your packet. If you have any questions, please make sure that you talk to, if you have any questions, please make sure you talk to your teacher, and good luck.